Hey everyone, Mog here, and today in front of me I have the Banham m2002, very kindly on loan from Culper. We'll get a little more into how this really cool lock works after the pick, assuming all goes well, but for now you can see the key works as you'd expect, and with that, let's get picking. So I'm going to be tensioning counterclockwise, and using a flag here, I'm going to start at the front. So pin 1 seems to be binding. I think it is set now. Pin 2 is binding. I think it is set now. Pin 1 still seems good. I think pin 3 is set. I think I got 4. 5 might be good, but might need to flip the pick around and give it another go. Okay, I think 6 is good. I'm going to flip the pick around and check some of these. Okay, I think we got 5 now. Give a little poke to 4. Okay, reset 1. I think 2 is alright. Three seems good. Oh, we'll click on 4, and we have an open. So I'm gonna lock it back up and give it a gut. Get this out of the way. So yeah, we don't need picking tools now either. So pick this side, so that's the side I'm going to be gutting here. And many thanks to Culper for tips to avoid pitfalls during this procedure. So there is that. I thought there might be another thing that comes out of here, but maybe it's from this side. No, I guess we'll find out soon. Okay, I thought it might be enough to just take out the 1, but I guess we'll have to do this one as well. Whoops. There's our other one. Okay. Well, Guess nothing else is falling out today. So when I watch Culper's video, it looked like this would just slide out, but come on now. Well, this is awkward. Is there something else in here? Oh, there we go. Okay. I think there's another thing that comes out of this slot, but oh yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. We are in business. So that just kind of slides out of there. Take a closer look at that in a minute. Then we've got a little wafer right there. So you can see it's knocked out. Now here comes the fun part. Oh yeah, there's a little clip I need to take off. I'll get a little bit of movement on that clip. Okay, there we go. Now we should be all set. Okay, so I've got it at least with the Bible down. I'm going to be putting the left side on this side towards me and the right side away from me. And we'll take a closer look at all these things in a second here. For now, I'll just try and get them all in the right place, at least roughly. Okay, there's one down. Well, one set at least. Let's see here, get some tweezers to help. needs to come out slightly further. There we go. Get that wafer in the right spot. Okay, there's 2 chambers. Okay, there's that one. There's 4. Almost done here. There's that guy. Okay. Now, oh, okay. Okay, I was warned about something. Didn't quite catch it, but that's okay. Oops, my key is falling out on me. Okay. Oh, that is just about everything. There's a small little spring. And there's a little ball bearing that I saw go rolling. Yes, there it is. Thank God. I would feel absolutely terrible if I lost part of Culper's lock. Phew. Okay, well that could have went a lot worse. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here now. So, try and set these up a little nicer than they previously were. Oh, you know what? Before I mess anything up terribly, I'll just show you what we got in here. So, there's all the pins. Shed a little light on all of them. So as you can see, it's fully pinned up. I was counting pins 1 through 6, but there's actually 12 in here, the astute of you may notice. And yeah, I'll talk about that in a moment, get to the kind of how you actually pick this. But take one of these as an example. Here is the left side for pin 1. This is the, I guess you would call it key pin. So that fat part is what protrudes into the keyway. The skinny part, whoops, is back against this these springs, and then the spring has a little kind of donut piece behind it that it sits in. Sorry, it's probably really hard to see here, but these little donuts have a almost like T kind of shape. I think you can just barely see. So I guess the spring goes on the outer edge, fits in there. So these all look fairly similar. I guess this one has a little ridge, I guess. Oh, did that one? I haven't looked at the guts for this before, so I'm quite curious myself. Oh, I guess they all just have that. Yeah, so, oh, and here's our key. So it's a very cool looking key with holes in it. Fortunately, yeah, there we go. so you can see the bits, the bitting rather, hopefully. So you may note, as is the case with these kind of, I don't know, I guess you could call this a high pin count lock. The bitting is kind of, well, for the left side is on the top here, and for the right side is on the bottom. And what I think is really interesting about this, and this kind of factors into how you pick the lock and how it works, is that all of these are matching in a sense that when we have a really high cut here, we have a very low cut here, and for these ones they're equal, and these ones at the end are I think rough. Oh, actually this second last set is just a little shallower than what seems to be like the max difference, at least from what I can tell from this key. So these pins directly oppose each other in the keyway, and that's part of why it's such an interesting lock to pick. I was really struggling with it until I kind of took another look at Culper's video and chatted with him about, trying to understand it. And the real trick to this is that when you are setting one, you kind of have to set the other two, or I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. And what this means is, as you're trying to find the binder, you have a fairly moderate tension, I would say, at least as Culper described it to me, and I would tend to agree with him on that. And when you go to set, like for pin 1, let's say you've got this high cut here and then a low cut on the other side. So what that means is you're going to be meeting roughly in the middle of the keyway, and you need both to shift over that way, at least if you're picking it Bible down like I did. And so when you do that, you'll feel the binder. You'll tend to feel the deeper cut one binding more. So this left one that needs to be pushed quite a far ways in will move somewhat freely even with the moderate tension, but this right one will be like hard stuck. And so basically what you'll do is you go along, you find where the hard stuck ones are, then you let up on tension enough that when you push on this one, the other one is free to follow it. And if you don't do that, you're going to have this one stuck unset and the left one set. And you just won't get anywhere, and that's what I was doing for the longest time. And I was, I thought I knew what I was doing. I was making things click. It felt really fun. And then I was like, I feel like I've made a lot of things click. Why isn't it opening? And I started to realize that for the deeper cut ones, you need to let off tension enough for those to actually bounce out. And so this is why I kind of counted it 1 to 6 rather than 1 to 12, or like 6 left, 6 right, because you're kind of setting them in tandem. So it's a really, really fun technique to kind of figure out. It's a super fun pick. Super grateful to Culper for lending me this lock. And yeah, oh, I guess the only other thing I'll talk about just for a second here is the tools. I had this Z-bar from a banggood set that fits really nicely in the keyway, which is pretty important, I'd say, because you're not necessarily float picking, but you do really need to have very careful tension control, and it'd be tricky to do that with a not at least somewhat snug fitting tensioner. Then I have this multi-pick flag, I think 8, but I'm not actually sure. It's like the next smallest from 10. And yeah, it did the trick. So yeah, there you have it. That's the Banham m2002 picked and gutted. Such a fun lock. Thank you so much, Culper, for lending it to me, and also for the tips on how to pick it. And for anyone who took the time to watch, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.